Hello, so welcome to March 2018's album pickups. So, if February was a jazzy month for my album pickups, then March has been very much the opposite. So, in February I picked up, in anticipation of Judas Priest's newest album, I picked up their penultimate now, I guess, album, The Redeemer of Souls. And so obviously, first thing I had to go and do, once I knew the album had come out, is go and pick up Judas Priest's new album, Firepower. And once again, pushing in the same direction, keeping with that Painkiller vein, exactly what kind of Priest I like. So far from what I've heard, I'm slightly leaning towards Redeemer of Souls out of the two of them, but, you know, early days, need to listen to them a bit more. In that same one, I actually went and picked up an album I should have picked up years ago, and that is Slipknot's fifth album, The Grey Chapter, or at least number 5, The Grey Chapter, depends on whether you see Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat as an album or not. I guess it's kind of a demo. Slipknot fans argue in the comment section below. But yeah, I remember hearing the singles for this and not being too into it, but I had a couple of colleagues that were telling me how good it was, and I've picked up, and yeah, no, it's like, a lot of it's like early Slipknot again. It's really good. I shouldn't have judged the book by its cover. I shouldn't have judged the album by its singles alone. That was going to get more listening in the future. And then I had to go and grab an album by a band that I love thrash metal, and it was my go-to genre when I was in college, and one band that I think is always on the conversation for thrash metal once you get past the whole arguing about the big four is Testament. So I went out and I got the most recent album, Brotherhood of the Snake, and yeah, this has been a really, really good one so far, keeping up with the current Testament pace. They're one of those albums where, even though a lot of people like their older albums a lot and have nostalgia, I came in to them with the, was it Formation of Damnation? So I've been really, really into the modern, sort of grittier sounding, almost current Testament, and very much enjoying this album. So I went out for another outing and had to, of course, get the one album by Testament I then didn't have, which was their previous one, Dark Roots of the Earth. Now, this is another case that I had with the Slipknot album, where I'd heard the singles and wasn't too into it, but I think after listening to it, I'm kind of preferring Dark Roots of the Earth to Brotherhood of the Snake. This is one angry album. I think, yeah, they were pissed off when they wrote this one. You can tell in the lyrics, and that level of just of vibrant emotion in the music is what I really like a lot about metal. It's unapologetic, it's unafraid. They sing about what's on their minds, and that's, yeah, something I can definitely appreciate as someone who likes to write music myself, and someone who likes to write music with emotion involved, not absolutist. Very much sort of more on the you know, heavy emotion side of things. Yeah, definitely appreciate that. So that brings us to the last one, which, talking about weird emotions, a band that, actually one of the bands that I first ever bought a CD from, I've gone through quite a couple of changes and they were a bit weird. I'm talking about Faith No More. This is their most recent album, Sol Invictus, from a couple of years ago now, and it's if you ever listened to late Faith No More, so album of the year, that's the same lineup on here they have as album on the year, or King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, then you'll know it's you either like it or you don't. I quite like it, actually. It's quite nice. Sometimes I'm in the mood for, you know, The Real Thing, Angel Dust, the sort of the classic. I'm not a fan of sort of We Care a Lot, Introduce Yourself, Faith No More, though I do have them. Sometimes you're just in the mood for a bit of the more avant-garde inspired, because Mike Patton, the singer from Faith No More, did come from... Is that the right Mike? Yeah, that's right, Mike. Came from Mr. Bungle, I believe, was his other band, and so, yeah, avant-garde rock. Very strange, very interesting. You have to be in the right frame of mind, I find, to listen to this album. And when I first listened to it, I don't think I was in the right frame of mind. On a second listen, I'm appreciating a lot of the songs, yeah, quite a bit more than I did. There's still a couple of songs that I'm a bit shaky on. One, in fact, was one of these singles, some sort of bit, I think, different strokes, different folks, but yeah, this was a really, really good pickup. Really happy now enough. I've completed my Judas Priest, my Slipknot, my Faith No More, and my Testament album collection, so just going to re-show some of the albums, front and back. And yeah, I would personally recommend all of these that I picked up. Although, if I had to go for one recommendation more than anything, out of the ones I picked from this haul, it would have to be Dark Roots of the Earth by Testament. I just loved it. I just loved every bit of it. So that's all my pickups for March. I've already actually started picking up stuff for April, so there's definitely be another video for that next month. Yeah, those of you who have watched my other content on my channel, let me know what you think of these, and if you've picked up any great albums, then do another video if you want, or comment section below, of course. It's lovely to hear, and any album recommendations as well are always great to know about. I found myself, I want to do a video on this separately, the whole idea that people get where they sort of get a bit nostalgic to music they grew up listening to, and they sort of they see everything afterwards as being not good. And I'm 24. I recently turned 24 in March, and I was almost starting to have that happen in my head. I wasn't allowing it to happen though. I was sort of thinking, oh, what good albums have come out recently? My thing was, I stopped going out and looking for them, and now I'm going and getting them. Sure, a lot of these bands are older. I am looking at newer bands. Obviously, you say buying Snarky Puppy, they're an album band that's just been around the last couple of years, well, been for quite famous the last couple of years. But still, new music's being produced, and by new bands, like I said, Snarky Puppy and all that. And yeah, it's a case of not putting yourself out there, and so of course you're going to sit in your little hole and think to yourself that only what you already know is good. And I think there's a bit of fear to be wrong. And if being wrong means the outcome is you get some great albums, then by all means, let me be wrong. I'm going to do a bigger video on that actually. I think about how I believe that sort of the nostalgia takes over people a bit too much, and they're too easy to put down music. How many of you out there have had it where you've had an older person, maybe a parent, say that only music from when they were growing up was good, and you're thinking, what on earth, you're not listening to this stuff? This is really good. Don't listen to that, because that's a thing that a lot of people can slip into. Nostalgia is a nice thing, but at the same time it can be a very dangerous thing. We should gain inspiration from the past, but we should always be looking towards the future, and that should be tenfold in music. So I shall be doing another video soon, and yeah, if you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and have a good album hunting. Goodbye.